Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. Way past the norm, Norman, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses that...
Yo, it's that nigga mine, and I know I'm kinda late with this video, period. But I gotta be real, dog, with this situation with the young boy who came up missing, man. Before I get into it, like, subscribe, and share. So we hit that 100K today. He should have knew better. Unless they grew up in the hood, it's different. The ones that grew up in the hood, they don't be having these type of mentalities. The white boys in the hood, they don't have this type of mentality where their friends gonna come and miss, nigga. You go out with me, you coming back home, cause they live by the same creed we live by. So shout out to Joseph, Edward, and all them. Those the ones that grew up in the hood. Now I know white boys that grew up in the burbs, and they can come to the hood and they'll be safe as ever. They would be fucking safe. Like my homeboy Fogo, shout out to him. He moved to Alaska, but skateboard button. One day, nigga, all my hood niggas just came to the park and just accepted him with grace and shit. Had him around the hood. They was telling him to do some dangerous shit like, hey man, say nigga, you know what I'm saying? But that's the worst, you know what I'm saying? But Fogo knew better and all of that shit. So Fogo was just safe, man. He was just safe when he came to the hood, and he always was gonna go home. But I can't say the same would be said if I got around a bunch of Fogo white friends. You know what I'm saying? Because Fogo may not hold the same views as they do, because he even told us that his parents was racist. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was one of the ones that was with us. You feel me? But time done went on, so I don't know where he at in life now, being in Alaska and shit. So I'm gonna leave that at that. But for the most part, I already grew up with this mindset of how some white people are, especially suburban ones. I feel safer in the hood than the suburbs. I used to always say that all the time. I feel safer in the hood with the suburbs, because I know what niggas gonna do here. I know he's gonna shoot, and he might get stabbed. You know, he might get picked on for no reason. Somebody try to fight you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know those type of things. But in the burbs, you don't know. You don't know, nigga. You just wake up in the basement, nigga throwing you lotion, like, rub that in. Rub it in. so that's why I don't fuck with them. Like I fuck with, you know, the white people I do know. The ones that grew up in the hood, they definitely got the same programming, and they ain't really into the politics shit, so it don't affect them, and they ain't racist. But it seemed like the ones that's hyper focused on politics, and they hyper focused on being on the Republican side, and the Democrats being the word for nigger, those be the ones that, like, that's their word to replace nigga. You're a Democrat. But those ones that really be racist. But the ones that's not from that, from our type of caliber, this the type of shit that happened. This happened to that black woman years ago. This happens a lot, man. And he looked like the dude that played Eazy-E in that movie, but the dude that played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton also played in another movie where he went on a trip with a bunch of white motherfuckers and it turned to a horror movie. I didn't watch the movie. I just remember the preview of it. If y'all know about the movie, throw it in the comment section. But let's get right into this. I hate for that to be a long rant, but I had to get to, you know, a point of how I see things. Because like I said, I have white friends. But the ones that I have are white, majority of them from the hood. And they carry similar characteristics of niggas. So you wouldn't be able to decipher them on the phone. Then I got my friend Fogo, and he's white. He's really white. Like, he's like, man, like, dude, gnarly. That was the killed it. Like, that was the nicest gnarly I ever seen in my life, man. Like, he used to be, like, that's a great friend to have as a skateboarder, because he's gonna intensify anything you do. Like, I used to grind. He'd be like, you're the greatest at that, Mondo. Mind. Like, matter of fact, he didn't say mind like how we say it. He'd be like, mind. Shout out to Fogo, though. I think I should fall. Okay. And it's Fogo, not like Fogel off of Superbad. It's his actual name is Fogolini. So
To reports, the group of friends, along with Nolan, would travel to Horn Island, which is the island that sits about 10 miles from mainland Mississippi, to celebrate the 4th of July. Now, while there, the teens, along with others, would enjoy the beach's shore and water. At some point during their time there, an altercation has now been said to have taken place, just before Wells would go missing around 4 p.m. Now, what has raised many people's concerns...
Oh, I know this is fucked up. I know I just went on a long rant, but before this incident had took place, I had a dream, bro, that I was on a boat and the motherfucker was playing around and pushed me off the boat. And I can't swim. So that's obviously a bad dream. But no, in the dream I did have on a swim vest, but that's just scary. That's just a scary thought. Like, you would have some friends that playful, and in a dream I fell and I looked under the water, nigga was in the middle of the ocean type shit. I'm looking like, nah. That's why I don't fuck with going out to places like that. Cause what if you got some playful ass friends want to push you in the water type shit, dog? Cause when I get out that water, it's all hands. I'm beating your ass to a pulp.
Or why did Nolan's friends leave without him? And what are the details of the altercation? One user on Facebook who shared that she was actually docked next to the boat Nolan was on would go on to note that the altercation took place amongst the friends. And at some point even on the boat they were on. Now, as mentioned, for many, race can't be overlooked, as some would express their lack of trust when it...
And that's my thing, bro. Like, you couldn't find no black friends? I don't know where the fuck they stayed at in Mississippi, but none? No other ones? Like, bro, that's your downfall, dog. Get in tune with your people, dog, and love them. Don't get in tune with them to fight them and be on looking at some damn baddies and no shit. Get in tune with your people. Like, really love your people, dog. Because he probably looked at the ratchet shit and thought all us is like that. Because that's how these white people think. So, fucked up for him, man. That's all I can say. God rest his soul. Rise in power.
Comes with being the only black person in certain settings. And they feel that Wells' disappearance is another example.
Yeah.
Now, as people continue to question Nolan's white friends, whom he went to the island with, his black friends and best friend are now responding, explaining why they weren't with him at the time. On Monday, his best friend, Javon Williams, would join several of their peers at the boat dock where officials looked to have brought back Wells' body. There, Williams would speak to local outlet Sun Herald to give his reaction to the breaking news. According to Williams, he was supposed to be on the same boat with Wells, but it had got filled up and he rode on a different boat. Williams would go on to confirm that he did see Nolan on the island. As soon as we got out there, he told me that he loved me. Williams would also go on to say that he last saw Wells close to 4 p.m. And according to him, along with others, reports seeing Nolan with a girl while amongst their friends. Williams would also go on to share that he would end up leaving his phone with Wells' phone on the same boat in question, but would later retrieve his phone before going home. Now, outside of Williams' response, another friend by the name of Trace Carter would apparently give Nolan a warning to be safe before going to the island. According to Sun Herald, Carter would tell Wells, "Just hit me up when you get back. Just be careful, bro. Watch out for yourself." And in response, Wells would respond with, "I got you. I'll hit you up later." Now, according to that same report, it was also noted that Wells knew how to swim and had took lessons at a YMCA in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, where he lived, raising more concerns for some that foul play may be involved in his death.
Yeah, because
back over on social media, Javon would continue
some people just assume he couldn't swim.
The suspicious death of his friend.
Black.
Over on TikTok, he would post a tribute to Nolan that read, "For all the times you accepted my calls, text me, checked up on me, hung out with me, laughed with me, I love you, brother." Followed by a response to one user who would comment, "Devastating," in which Javon would say he didn't deserve this shit. Williams would continue his grieving on his Instagram stories with a compilation video of he and Wells. Now, when it comes to the friends Wells would travel to the island with, they have been identified by social media users. However, it does appear that they have decided to remain quiet on their social
Then they got their lawyers.
Which each of them having their Instagram pages on private. Now, upon looking over Wells' Instagram page, this was not the first time he would jump on a boat with friends, as he posted previous adventures of himself.
They got them lawyers involved. Them lawyers like, nigga, don't post shit incriminating yourself. We don't even want y'all to put a heartfelt message. "Oh, I miss my friend." None of that shit. See, these motherfuckers plant this shit. At this point, how live racism is, I'm not surprised they do rituals with their kids and, you know, to push them forward the evil shit. Like, shit, this will unlock the evil in you on some, what's the movie? Not Glass. Split movie. That shit pissed me off.
Hey, Blake.
Yeah?
You're not feeling bad about your lawn, are you?
A little bit.
And I'm sorry, but the whole, well, I thought he got on another boat. I didn't realize he was missing. Yeah, that's not sitting right with me. Because what you mean you let your friend just get on a random ass fucking boat? And everybody's in the comments like, oh, well, we boat hop. This is normal. Nobody got to go with them. And if it was 4th of July weekend and people were drinking and you saw that your friend was drinking, may or may not have been drinking, why would you allow him to get on a boat if you weren't with them? And don't get me wrong, I've been on a boat. I know cell service is shit. Most people leave their phone on dry land because, you know, shit be flipping over. But if you was getting on another boat and you knew that there was no other way to contact him, again, why would you not get on the same boat? And it'd be different if all the boats were just docked in one little area and you guys were just swimming and, you know, you saw in and out. But again, this just is not sitting right. And then y'all didn't realize he was missing until it was time for you guys to go home. Like, y'all didn't sit here and think, oh, well, shit, where is he? Where could he have been? Why is he not back yet? We're taking shots and he's not here to take shots with. Where's my boy at? Like, y'all don't sit here and ask these kind of questions. Like, there's a rule. If you came with me, you're leaving with me.
Same
like,
shit I said.
Everybody,
that's universal.
You guys don't live by that shit?
Nobody knows what happened to Nolan. Nobody remembers what happened. He went into the woods with a girl and we don't know what happened. So why did y'all leave him? Because I needed to be known that the one fact that we got for sure is they didn't report that baby missing until they got back home. They didn't call when they were getting ready to pack up the boat and come back home and realize, hey, we can't find Nolan. We've been looking for him for an hour. Come help us find him. They didn't report it until they got back home.
So the same thing that happened to Nolan Wells almost happened to me. I think I was like 22 years old working at Texas Roadhouse. You know what I mean? Young, silly. Forgot a couple of the things that my granddaddy told me when I was growing up. I thought these people were my friends. Another lesson my grandparents taught me when I was young is that you don't have any friends. You know what I mean? You really do not. Like, my siblings were always my friends, and I learned that. At any rate, I signed up to go on this, little trip with these people. They let us know, okay, so we're going to get up on the bank right here, and then we're going to go see the waterfall. So I'm like, oh, okay, but what we going to do at the waterfall? You know what I mean? Because I'm vibing, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. And they was like, we're just going to look at the, sit there, light a fire, smoke some more, drink some more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get...
And that's why I don't go places with people where swimming is. Like, that's instant death for me. I know. Like, swimming? Nope. I'm not going. Vest or not. I don't need you to push me in the water, nigga, and the chances some type of creature attack me, nigga. Fuck that.
To the little spot where we pull up the canoes, we anchor them off and whatnot, and then they tell us, okay, so this little piece of water right here, we got to swim across that to get to the waterfall. So I get halfway through the water, and I realize that, and I'm losing my strength slowly but surely. And at this point in time, I am calling out for help. No music is playing at this time. You know what I mean? None. Yeah, everybody was rambunctious, excited, whatever, but you could clearly hear me out there in the woods. It's still daylight. So I am screaming that I can't make it. Somebody please help me. They turn around, several of them look at me, say, you can do it, come on, let's go. And they continue to walk off. At this point in time, I have already said my prayers and have already decided that I'm going to meet my maker. I scream one more time, I am going to drown, and I went down. I don't know can't remember who it was and what made them decide to change their mind and come back, but one person jumped in that water, grabbed me, pulled me up onto the bank, and mind you, they didn't do anything else after that and continued on their way. As young black children, the same lesson that I'm sure you're telling all your children now, do not be the only one. And it really doesn't matter how people feel about that, because the concern is preservation of life. So for some reason, God saw fit to not allow me to lose my life that day. And for some reason, God called Nolan home. So I will say that despite what anybody feels about how you feel about the situation, please have that conversation with your children. Yes, I want to say rest in peace, Nolan Wells, and to his entire family.
According to Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, who would speak when Wells' body was found, the case will be handled like any other cases, with a thorough investigation.
Number one, give the family space and time. They're still processing this tragic event. And all of Nolan's close friends. I'll assure you that the Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
As soon as he went missing, I already knew what was about to happen. Shit.
We're looking at this whole case just like we would any other case, and we're going to be as thorough as we can.
Now, as far as Nolan's family, they have set up a GoFundMe for all those wanting to show support after Wells' sudden passing. An autopsy has been scheduled to be performed today to help provide more answers. So,
man, rise and power to Nolan, man. That's wild, bro. That's some wild shit. But with that being said, like, subscribe, and share. Stay peaceful, productive, and positive. It's that nigga Mom. And much love.
Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. Way past the norm, Norman, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses that comfort them when torment snoring. Like you in your own home without home phone. I'm more like E.T., got a phone home past the moon. It's not a movie, I'm about to fly past it soon. Spiritually, I roam alone. Physically, I'm eating off.